So these are Allen Iverson's game-issued Reebok Answer 6s.
Like a Walter Payton poster that was autographed, and then we got it authenticated by JSA.
These are all pitching rubbers or home plates from Yankee Stadium.
These are heavy.
Yeah.
You just got to follow your passion. There's so many different ways to make money in this business. Whether it's new stuff, whether it's buying old stuff, just put your time in and find your path.
I have found the largest memorabilia, sports card, collectibles, warehouse, and business in the entire Midwest. I'm here with
Massimo from Kruk Cards.
unbelievable warehouse in here, process, payment, everything is just done the right way here. And we're gonna tap in, we're gonna walk in and show you guys what's going on here. Drop a like, drop a comment down below, trust me, you're going to be impressed, because my jaw's hitting the floor.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, we saw the banana things. He's told me they're game used jerseys and all this other stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
How long you been in business?
Since 91.
Yeah, okay.
But I was doing it in college too, so it's the mid 80s, and just kind of got out of college in 91, and job market was crap, so I kept doing this.
You started in college in memorabilia, and
Well, I was like buying, rack cases in '84 and making sets, and costing me like $16 to make them and selling for $17 and thought I was killing it.
wow.
I was a little kid, just making
Yeah.
stuff, and then I went to college, bought some deals on campus at Michigan State, made some good money, and just kind of kept rolling with it. And it was when all the baby boomers were buying all the mantles. I started off in my basement, and then my wife and I, in '95, my wife and I went to Georgia, so we were there from '95 to '99, and working out of my basement, and then got a small little, warehouse. Moved back here in 1999, and then rented across the street, like 4,000 square feet, and then we bought this place in 2002, and so we've been here since 2002.
So you decided to not go to brick and mortar, and
Yeah.
you said because it was like when it was new, you could make a lot of money. Now, maybe not the best idea.
No, probably not the best idea, because I don't think you can get. I think it's harder to get the allocations from Topps and Panini. I think that's really hard to get, from what I hear. But I've never really looked into it.
But your business model right now is buyouts and online sales.
Yeah, and I mean we went ahead, and for a while we were just doing baseball cards, so I had to go ahead and we were doing baseball, football, just doing cards, and then I had to lay people off, and it wasn't working. We weren't getting enough product, and then we just started buying everything. We started buying jerseys. I bought like a bunch of jerseys from the Red Sox, and that did well. Then we bought autographs, and then at that point I'm like, whatever I can buy for $1 and sell for $2 or $3, I'm gonna do. Good deals, and we got good people that we got great people that put stuff online and they grind it out just like I do. We buy it for $1, sell it for $2, and like I said, we bought jerseys. We bought 10 truckloads of jerseys recently. That's why we're busting out of the seams.
You don't ever worry
So we
about
just-
having surplus of inventory?
No, because it's an appreciating asset. So all of a sudden, the stuff is, for years and years, you would cut the prices, and then on some stuff, but you just would buy stuff for, at cheaper prices and then it all worked out, and then eventually the stuff started appreciating. We had some good appreciation in the last 2-3 years overall.
What's
We
like
just-
one item you bought that you waited, and then appreciated like to a tremendous value, and you can't believe it?
Well, something like I probably bought like maybe 20-30 skids of collegiate, like that collegiate Notre Dame stuff, and it was collegiate collection, so they got licensing from like Notre Dame, licensing from Michigan State, licensing from Auburn, and all that stuff. So they would make wax boxes of this stuff.
Wow.
So I bought cases, 20-box cases for $5 a piece, and then I probably bought like 20 pallets of this stuff from this guy in Kentucky. But then all of a sudden you're selling the cases later on, they get hot, you're selling for $50.
Wow.
So just but you got to hold it for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And so people in like New York and California don't have warehouses. You can't afford warehouses in those parts.
Yeah, you
but over
can't.
here, we just, it's cheaper rent. So there's some stuff that's been in here for a while. So we got some digging
Yeah.
to do, and I'm excited to see what we find eventually.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while.
Yeah, we're pumped,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But thanks for having us, bro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll let him do the tour, and we'll probably come back and talk
Absolutely,
to you a little
yeah.
bit. But man, we're pumped to be here. So
Yeah.
Chase, what do you do here?
Basically just taking pictures mostly, sometimes back in the warehouse, but I mean, so basically like the setup is you kind of you hang it front, back, and then put it down. You like the sides, and then there's a bunch of tags on the inside. Sometimes it will have like the name and stuff, like a good player, and then we'll have like a price tag. You mostly just do the tags on the inside, and then you look for like, not this one doesn't have any, but some of them that have like, if they're game worn, they'll have damage on them, or like marks from like a football game, a helmet. So you'll take pictures of that to prove that it's game worn.
And you're putting this on. You're taking those pictures, and then are you just taking pictures here?
Yeah, I just take the pictures, and then like he in there, he like looks. It's like a spreadsheet, and then he'll organize it, and then it goes all in the back.
We'll have someone take photos. They'll edit the photos, then they'll spreadsheet it, and then we use a database that uploads it into another site, and then that goes to all our e-commerce.
Wow.
So, and then we have a
That's
website, everything.
This is a whole process.
Yeah.
And this is all. Can I see?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
all game use.
It could be game used, game issued, but if you can see like the newer, Nike
49ers.
stuff, the 49ers, like some teams they have in there the year tags, you can affiliate it to a player. Like this stuff, they don't have a year tag.
So we don't
Here.
actually know whose these are.
No, so I just sell them as a game used pair of, pants.
You're kind of overseeing all this. So you're hiring these guys. They're taking pictures.
Yeah.
Are you just managing to make sure all these things are done right?
Once summer gets out, I get more kids because of college. I get 10, 15 kids full time throughout from May to about August, and we just hire as many people as possible. And this guy's been working for me for 3 years. I have some people who've been here for 4 or 5 years. I have kids starting in high school to be 16, and they'll be here till 21. Been here for 10 years, nonstop. Like I started in high school and I've, graduated, and then I came back and I became a buyer. So that's what I've been doing full time since 2018, 2019. So
Half of Michigan State's college campus is here.
Exactly. That's true. You have Joe in here. He's just doing Amazon stuff. We sell stuff on Amazon. He manages all that.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
What a place this is.
Yeah,
So what do
yeah.
you do here?
I manage the inventory between us and Amazon, basically.
Wow.
So like I send it to Amazon, so it's fulfilled by Amazon and whatnot.
Like wax, memorabilia, all that stuff?
Yeah, pretty much anything that we can make money on.
And how long you been working here?
I've been working here about 8 years.
8 years.
No, seven.
And what keeps you coming back?
It's a really tight family, like Moss is a good buddy. It's the
Yeah.
people that work here more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have passion for sports and collectibles?
I like sports. I mean, I don't love it. I'm not as crazy as some of the people that buy stuff from us, but but I do like sports. Yeah.
And what's it like working for the boss, the main honcho?
Oh, he's a really good boss.
I could tell he's got some good experience here, and he's kind of probably passed on some of that to you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when you're on this, so you're translating Amazon and what else?
Yeah, I manage the inventory between us and Amazon. So anything that we have here, I decide how much goes to Amazon, depending on how much we sell of that item. That way we can sell some on eBay and Amazon and all that kind of stuff.
So you're seeing what's moving and then kind of adjusting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's
much-
full time, 40 hours. I mean, he's
Yeah.
here 40 hours a week. Everyone, full time's pretty much here, all nonstop.
And you're kind of working your own little thing here. You don't have anybody telling you like we need to do this. We need
Well,
to
I do got somebody that works remote, and we kind of work together on the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of like managed more of the like the ins and outs of Amazon and kind of like dealing with them and problems with listings and stuff like that.
These people all in here are getting stuff ready for the national. So we got
These guys right here.
Well, this is a buyer. This is Eric.
What's up, Eric? Hey, how you doing?
Nice to
Jay.
meet you. Jay.
You buy with. you
Well,
buy
he's a
sport-
buyer. Yeah, he's one of our, one of the two other guys. So it's me, Scott, and Eric. So we're
Wow.
all the 3 buyers here, and
Do you guys go separately to buy things, or do you guys go together?
he mainly handles sports cards, wax, collections. I handle game use stuff.
Like, what do you look for typically?
Buy it for $1, sell it for $2.
Dude, that's exactly what
George
the
said.
boss said.
Immaculate Reception. Franco Harris.
Now I know. Rest in peace. He just passed away.
Just passed away.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, 1972. Most famous football play ever. In case you're into graded programs.
Wow, look at these. This was so cheap. It's $1,500 now. End of Upper Deck. They called this the Jersey Card Exodus because Upper Deck transferred over to Panini. So Upper Deck put in a bunch of hot packs, hot boxes full of Jersey cards because they had to get rid of all their stuff because they lost the license. So keep an eye out for this when Panini and Fanatics make the shift. If they don't make peace, it's gonna be like this.
2001 Upper Deck, Tiger Woods.
Yep.
Golf case.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's we used to have pallets of that stuff, and when the boom happened, we sold tons and tons of loose boxes and cases of that.
How many people are coming to the national?
That work for us?
Mm-hmm.
6, 7 people. It's not our whole operation, but we have to have people here working as well. So I've been going the last 5, 6 years. So this will be my 7th national.
What do you guys wait? When you watch sports, what are we looking for? What is this research we're talking
Well, you
about?
just know who's going to be hot. Like that guy from the Reds. I mean,
LED.
yeah, I mean, he's a stud. I mean, I mean, he was a top prospect, but he's performing now. So it's like, you now know his stuff's worth more than, with him playing, it's helps the value of his stuff. So if you can get stuff from collectors, it's worth buying. But, you never know. But that guy could fall off in a month if they figure out how to pitch to him. So that's the one thing with baseball.
4-time Super Bowl MVP, 6-time Super Bowl champ. The beautiful autograph, TriStar, right there. Shout out to Jeff Rosenberg. Unbelievable.
This is up on our e-commerce. Any platform we have it, this is listed, ready to sell. So everything that's hanging, everything basically here is listed, pretty much.
So you got a Brady here. So if this sells, you're pulling it off the wall and selling.
Yeah, exactly.
How often is something pulled off the wall and sold?
Every week, every other week. I mean, you never know. It's always something different here.
Oh, it's a snickerdoodle.
He's a puppy. He's about to be 4 months.
That's cool. He lets you keep the dog here?
Yeah, George is a great boss. That's the only reason why I'm here. George is the man.
What do you think you've learned from George?
So much. I mean, just the hobby, how much it changes. But, I mean, I've taken over the game use side, and that's all I handle now. And, I mean, he showed me the ropes because we didn't have anyone in that avenue of buying product from teams or buying, just anything. And that's all I've been doing since coming back. I was going to leave to go work for the Tigers at one point, and I came back here and I was like, I'm making more money here than going to a professional team. So
it's incredible.
So I've been here since, and I lived in the area all my life. My parents live 5 minutes away from me, so I mean I've always been here. So it's been awesome. I mean, George is a great guy.
What do we got in this office? Look at that. Kaepernick game issued.
Yeah, so basically we bought this from Wayne Otto, World B. If you ever went to the show, you've been to the show. He was the guy who had a bunch of racks of jerseys, all game worn or game issued, and he passed 2 or 3 years ago, and this was in the collection we bought. It was like 11 tractor trailers, so that was about 60, 70 pallets. You'll see stuff like this, and we'll have generic stuff, and we'll always have a collector. I think I've sold, this is my 4th one I have of these, not of this style, but I've sold 3 of the 4.
What's the first thing that pops in your mind when you see something like this? You're like, all right, I got a Kaepernick. Do you think about what can I sell it for immediately?
I mean, it all depends. I mean, if this is in the deal, it sweetens it, but you can also get a bunch of Joe Schmo. I mean, you got to think on an active roster in the NFL, there's only, there's 200 guys that are coming out, maybe even more. So there's only, 15 stars on the team. So, I mean, if you can get a Kaepernick in the deal, it's worth, a little bit higher, you want to pay higher. But I mean, it all depends. Each team's different. Each collection's different as well. I mean, cards as well. I mean, someone wants to sell a card at 80, 90%, and you're like, is it really worth buying it at those comps? It's kind of hard. I don't know. It all depends on the team, the history, everything. So this is our warehouse. This is where we hold basically all our inventory that's listed on all our e-commerce. So,
oh my Lord.
That's basically, everything.
It ain't bananas.
It's not bananas. It's not.
It's not bananas, guys.
So
these are game worn.
Some of them game issued. It's all hodgepodge of stuff. This is like the stuff that gentleman inside was taking photos of. So you'll see pallets of the stuff that we're ready to process, but we have so many people working for us. It just takes time to list everything.
Man, I want to climb up that ladder. How often are you going up there? Jeez.
Well, I mean, we bring it around everywhere, so it's just here. I don't know why they put it here, our warehouse team, but like practically all these pallets here are going to the National. So this is like a trunk full of all game-worn jerseys. So we use a system, it's called Channel Advisor, and basically that system inventories all of our products. So if you come here, if it's a DP SKU, that's just disposable, and that the P is my last name. So basically if you see, random stuff, so you'll have, a game used, or this is a game issued Fairchild St. Louis Blues jersey. So you have stuff like that. You'll come down here, you have game used pants, these are game issued.
Who's this? Game used pink jersey, Clearwater Threshers.
This is minor league. This is single A baseball. And then all the banana boxes pretty much have game used or game issued product.
What do we have here?
Some signed stuff, Ken Stabler.
So for example, you have all these sets. We have 81 Topps football, but there's no Montana. So typically, are you guys putting these sets together and taking out
so
maybe
basically
some of the better guys?
You'll meet Scott. Well, you met Scott, but Scott and Eric, probably bought this from a collection, and it was missing. It had 476 cards, and there's 528 missing to Montana, but there's still value in it. So this is like a starter set for like a collector or you know, a person who wanted to kind of get into, you know, a set collector, or, you know, someone who's trying to get into the hobby who wants like a set without buying the Montana. So I mean, it's just, you know, it's different stuff. I mean, you have complete sets here, or near set. I mean, there's just, it's all over the place. Game issued or team issued gloves from like Miami Hurricanes. So I mean, you have random teams, you know, all football related stuff. I mean, you even got, you know, nameplates. This is like a team issued like coach's bag.
Is it Orlando Magic?
Yeah, from like the 90s. So I mean, this is from directly from the team.
This looks like it's from like 1995 or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's, you know, the team probably had it.
You know, the junk wax, stuff like that. You actually have a full rim up there.
Yeah, so I believe that's from the Orlando Magic.
Oh my gosh, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
We obviously had like the little card boom here.
Yeah.
That, I mean, clearly.
Oh yeah, everything.
Did that blow you guys up and change you guys to? Did that change your business model to go back to cards a little bit more?
Well, I mean, the Scott and Eric, they deal with the cards more than I do, so they get, you know, if someone's calling us or sending us an email, they're the ones handling all the collections. Even George, I mean, George is flying all across the country, picking up pallets. You know, he'll make, you know, 3 or 4 trips throughout the year, big trips, you know, seeing 12, 15 different people, and he'll go there buy, you know, basically everything.
Which one of these do you guys think is game issued or game used? Massimo's or mine? We'll give you a chance to guess. So show the front. And we'll flip it to the back.
Which one's game used? It's the Billy Butler. So
tell me the difference between game. So this is a game issued Stephen Piscotty. That's a game used Butler. What is the difference?
So that jersey was prepped for him, but he never wore it. So it's probably in his locker, or the clubhouse guy had it ready to go, and he just never wore it, because there's, you know, at the bottom here, maybe yours has it. This is a little bit older jersey. If you look here, they have the year, but some of these teams, they'll put what set it is. So the gray jersey, you'll have set 4, set 5, and usually a guy doesn't wear set 4 or 5. They usually wear 1, 2, or 3.
Wow.
So that's kind of a, you know, one thing. This jersey doesn't have it. Each team's different, but the difference in the, you know, the certification also is, I mean, it's the same kind of numbering, it's the same kind of system, but if MLB doesn't have a representative in the clubhouse or on site while the player's wearing it, they will not label it game used. So it kind of hurts the market too, because this guy could have worn the jersey, but they have to label it game issued because they're trying to protect themselves of not showing that it's a game used jersey.
Could game issued stuff be game used?
Yes. So you'll see stuff on our titles that'll say game issued, possibly used, because we just don't know.
But you'll see like dirt on the jersey, and
Yeah.
you know, but the only reason it's not game used is because the MLB didn't have the representative.
Well, But
the
exactly.
MLB is just trying to protect themselves.
Exactly. So I mean, it's kind of like what I mentioned before with other companies, how they got in trouble in the past. It's just, you know, you want to make sure you're selling a legit, authentic product, even though it's coming from the team.
Anonymous, a team was working with a company about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they had the jerseys from the football player, and they were game issued.
Yeah.
And they would put on the jerseys and roll around in the mud.
Yeah.
I know this sounds so dumb, but they were saying they were game used, which is fraud.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't do any of that kind of sort. I mean, it's just not worth it to us, and we want to have a great relationship with every team we deal with. So I mean, it's not worth it. You know, you see a lot of people in the hobby who want to do stuff like that with the cards, everything, you know, card trimmers, exactly, you know, everyone.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just something.
It's not worth it. Your reputation's everything in the hobby. Even if you're just starting, don't take the easy way. Don't shorthand it. The money will come and go. Do it the right way.
Exactly. And I mean, if we do mess up with something, you know, we always fix it. So I mean, that's just, we have so much product. You know, we don't know everything, but for the most part, if there is an issue, we always, you know, help the customer out. Here's our wax baseball.
There it is, baseball.
More game issued.
Pacers.
Yes, this is a blank. This is a game issued jersey.
When you say blank, what do you mean?
There's no name or number associated with it, so people will buy them, customize them.
Whoa, so this could have been, like, a player could have gotten signed to a 10-day and they could have used this.
Well, not a 10-day. They would have made up the jersey for the guy. This is just like an extra jersey that was probably in the locker room that they were ready to use, but they, you know, probably switched over because Adidas eventually took over the licensing in, you know, 2008 or 2006, 2007 season. So Reebok, you know, it's not the official partner for the NBA of that time. So that's why, you know, you see blanks and stuff, but people buy them, they'll customize them. Robin Hood, you know, Transformers, Spider-Man.
And people are buying, this looks like Burbank.
Yeah, I mean, people will buy it. I mean, you see the Spider-Man movie, someone wants it.
Game used helmet.
Yeah, so I mean.
Wow, this is crazy.
And it's funny now is the colleges and NFL teams, they don't really sell that stuff because they feel like they can be liable for someone wearing this helmet and, you know, getting a concussion or, you know, a head trauma injury.
Wow.
And you don't really see game use helmets. That's why there's such you know, high demand for them. You got 100 anniversary.
Are these game use?
No, they're just, you know, stadium, you know, souvenir pucks.
We were getting these signed back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
I mean, you got
gosh.
stuff like this. And then, you know, we have signed, well, you got game used New York Ranger helmets.
Wow,
but
look at this one. This one's beat up. Is this an All-American? No.
This is Appalachian State. So,
Wow.
so you got stuff like that. You got fat heads. You got game used gloves. You got signed autograph records.
Oh my gosh, vinyls.
Yeah, vinyls.
And
You
you
know.
got, that's like memorabilia right there.
Yeah, so you just got random, you know, random stuff to pull. So I mean, I don't know who this is, but you just
Boz Sega.
yeah, so I mean, we bought a pallet deal. It was actually from a chaser, and probably when I was in high school or college, we actually bought this deal from a guy on the East Coast, and all he did was chase. So yeah, we just picked up a deal from North Carolina Tar Heels, and these were in them. So I
These are
mean,
beautiful.
yeah, it's, you know, you can't get them anywhere. So
These are only teams.
yeah,
the
so
team.
the team was the ones who had them, and you know, you can't go to Nike or you know, Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever and buy the stuff, but there's just all random stuff too within here.
These are so sick. So these are all team issued.
Yeah, so that is, I don't know who that one is, but this is like Miami Hurricanes.
Oh boy.
So I mean, you just get, you know, different teams, different stuff, and
Man, these would be sick to get autographed.
yeah, I mean, anything you
Get Ray Lewis right here.
that or you know, high school kids buy these and they wear them in their games and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
you
get
get that's a good market.
yeah, so I mean, people buy it for that reason. But these are all team issued.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane. And I think in the inside there, if you look at them, it tells you what year it's from. Well, this one doesn't, but oh yeah, right there,
94 World
yeah.
Championship in Toronto.
Yeah. So
I'm in shock.
yeah. So, I mean,
Fuentes.
I mean, you just get random stuff all the time. But we bought a bat deal probably from the East Coast, probably 4 years ago. Literally a whole truckload of game used bats from a collector.
Daniel Palka.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just
Game
always,
used. Little pine tar on there.
And then you'll have, you know, a team issued bat of Odor. So I mean, it's just all.
Oh yeah, Runa Odor.
Yeah, so I mean, you got random stuff that, you know, was interesting to say the least. I mean, you got NSYNC posters. I mean, that's probably from a closeout from a retail store. I mean, you just got so much stuff in here.
This was like every teenage girl's dream. They got everything in here.
Anything you can make a penny on.
So these are Allen Iverson's game issued Reebok Answer 6s.
Yeah.
These are game issued. So he was designed to wear them, but he didn't.
Yeah, so that Wayne Otto, he bought it from the 76ers, and that's
And it
came from this deal, yeah. And,
Oh my. You want to grab one?
yeah.
Oh my. So AI could have worn these.
Well, not this style. This is definitely game issued.
Yeah.
He never wore them.
No, but he
He wore-
he
he
could
wore-
have worn them if he wanted to.
He wore the style with the 76ers, but not this. Well, he didn't wear this shoe because it's brand new.
But I'm saying, like, in that year, this could have been,
Yeah.
hey AI, we got these shoes for you to wear.
yeah.
Dude, look at him. He's got like pictures. This is like a
Insole.
this is like a 2000.
Yeah, this is probably early 2000s.
Yeah, but it's crazy, like with social media and stuff
Oh,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But that's like that was a big deal in there. Look inside that. These are the Tracy McGrady's team issued size 16s.
Yeah, so you
Wow,
got
look
stuff
at
like that.
these.
I mean, these are
Oh
huge.
my. Oh my. Are these the ones? Yeah,
I
these are
don't-
the ones.
Yeah. And I had actually had gamers of not this style, but a different, like from 2003, 2004. They were beat up. Like I sold those maybe a year and a half ago. I had 3 or 4 pairs. They sold within, you know, a month.
Wow.
Yeah. so
And they
I
were
mean-
yeah used?
Yeah, they were all beat up, everything. This is Maddie. Maddie's
Hi.
one of our photographers as well.
Okay. Photographing some New Orleans basketball?
Yeah.
Yes, cool. Scott,
Yeah, my office is in
Scott,
there.
tell me about your office, because there's a lot in here.
This is kind of where I bring stuff that I purchase, pull out the good stuff, and then process it, give it to our listers to list, and I price it up. Like a Walter Payton poster that was autographed, and then we got it authenticated by JSA. And then we'll price this up and sell it. And then like these are all like, we call them starter sets or sets. We get a book value and price them off the book value. And then this just came into my office last week. It's a,
Oh my gosh,
it's a 53 archive set, and it's autographed by Mickey Mantle.
Oh my
And
Lord.
probably about, I think there's about 150 to 200 autographs in that whole set that are autographed.
What's your plan with this?
That's my deal right now. I'm trying to figure out. I'll probably get like some of them, send them to PSA DNA, and then I don't know if I'll keep it as a set. I'll probably just break it up.
Oh.
And then this is like a 65 tops football set. It's got like
Broadway Joe.
Broadway Joe, Jack Kemp, just a little bit.
Do you
of
ever feel like you don't have enough time to sell everything?
That's why everything's in here, because I haven't got to
all
it.
this stuff. You have to get to all this.
Yeah, like this, and you know, some of it we actually even do some consignment stuff. This is a customer's collection. He's probably got 15 Jim Brown rookies in there. Wow, all kinds of stuff like that.
Wow.
And just do a little bit of everything. You
Wow.
know, just process it, get it out, and get it listed.
Her dad went to Tahoe.
Your dad went to Lake Tahoe?
Yeah.
The celebrity golf tournament?
Yeah.
I was there too.
I know. My dad now follows you on Instagram.
Oh, there we go.
I bought a huge collection in Lake Tahoe about 2 years ago.
What was the best thing in it?
It was in actually Truckee, so it's right outside of
Truckee.
Truckee right there. So
Yes.
out there. It
Wow.
was then there was an avalanche the night after I left the guy's house. There was an avalanche, so I got out of there just in the nick of time.
This is like a Warriors bag.
Yeah, it's a team issued bag from probably like the late 90s, early 2000s. Pacers team issued jackets, game jackets from the 90s. You got Hornets. Charlotte Hornets.
Dude, people would wear those to like the club.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is something that you would like, so I pulled this out. I saw this the other day, and I think I have one listed. If I'm mistaken, if this is the right thing.
Oh, yeah. DeMarcus Cousins game issued.
Yeah, team
What
issued,
is-
game issued shoes.
What
So,
the?
Yeah. So
These
I think
are
we.
crazy. Do you think you sold a lot of graphers?
Oh yeah, I mean, graphers, the common stuff. You know, they'll buy that stuff. You know, the Ginters and that kind of sort.
What are these right here? New York
This
Knicks?
is just all retail jerseys from just buying them out from closeouts. This is maybe Derrick Rose.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So we'll sell it on our site.
people will buy those too. Like
Yeah.
Derrick Rose is a very collectible,
New York,
popular
yeah.
player.
Yeah.
And I know he's not on their team anymore, but so
Yeah.
how'd you find those? You just got them on clearance?
Yeah, just basically a closeout.
Is this a rain out?
We had a huge storm come through and lift the roof up
This is
and
probably
slam
our
it
last-
down.
What was your first reaction? What'd you rescue?
Everything it was, we just pulled everything,
Pull everything
out.
out and clean the stuff up, and luckily it didn't hit cards, because if it would have hit cards, it would have not been
Yeah.
good.
We tarped what we couldn't move right away, and then we
Luckily it was just
got
one
everything
spot.
out, and it was just like mainly in our work aisle.
Yeah.
So we were able to get everything
Luckily
out.
where it happened was where no pallets were, and we live all pretty much
Everything that
close.
got wet had been sealed in plastic bags, so we were lucky as heck.
Yeah, we were here till about 11 or 12 that night, just
Yeah, it was a
cleaning it
Friday
all up.
night,
Yeah.
getting ready to go home, and then I was sitting at my desk, and I just heard I thought somebody pushed a pellet over on the top of my office. And we come out, we looked all around the other warehouse, and there was nothing. Then we came over here, and as soon as I opened the door to come out here, it was like light out here, and you just heard, it was like you were in your shower. Our buying motto for the past 25 years has been, we buy it all. So when we go there, we take everything out of a person's house that they want to get rid of. We don't go there and take their best 3 items and leave them good luck selling the rest of the stuff. We try to get everything out.
Take everything.
I
Do you think
bought-
that's a good selling point for them to get rid of it?
Yeah, I bought a store in Port Huron once, Michigan, and the girl sold me her whole store because her father passed. And then she told me that her mom has all kinds of cards left over. They are the common cards, and they were in her mom's basement. And they were going to pay a removal company, I think, $3,500 or $5,000 to remove it. And then we went there, and we gave them $6,000 and took it away because it was all hockey, football, and baseball commons in their basement. So they're elated. So for them, it was like a $10,000 swing. They didn't have to pay $4,000, and they got $6,000 for stuff that they thought was absolute garbage. But since we use it, I mean, we are lucky in that regards because we can process and we sell the lesser value stuff, whereas other companies has to sell it to us.
Yeah, 'cause they can't
To get
take
money
it
for
on.
it, because I buy commons from people all day long, and they'll bring me a half a pallet of commons, and I'll give them $500 or $1,000 for it, and for them it's just garbage, and they're getting money for it.
Who is buying the commons?
everyone.
I don't get it. Like, who
It'll be
like,
anywhere from
like this.
other
Who
dealers,
who is going to buy?
collectors.
People are gonna in my comments are gonna
companies
wonder.
that use it for repackaging products. A lot of different everything.
Yeah,
It's a lot
it's
of
all
different
different.
things.
And you built the clientele to buy this stuff.
Yeah, it's all different.
Somebody's gonna come and buy this junk wax.
Yeah, we'll sell it to them. We'll ship it to them. Whatever they
And then we
whatever
have
they
what
want.
we call the wax from 87 to 94 when they produce stuff in mass quantity. We call it junk wax because there's so much of it, but we use all that.
We sell
And then
back
like
everything.
Like a pallet of baseball wax pre-COVID cost us $1,800. Basketball, same thing. Football, same thing. And basketball, the same thing. Now for a pallet of baseball, it costs us 10 grand to buy it.
Yeah.
For a pallet of football, it costs us almost 15 grand to buy it. And for a pallet of basketball, it costs us $28,000 to buy the same stuff that we could buy in 2019 pre-COVID before the Michael Jordan Last Dance and Kobe Bryant death thing that basically created the market upswing.
You said that you sell a lot of these junk wax packs on a whole bunch of different platforms.
Yeah, we
Amazon.
lot 'em up, yeah.
We lot them up. We got other dealers that buy them from them. We got, we'll flip them on eBay, throw them on Amazon. We just Walmart. We just try to use every avenue that we can sell stuff on. You got to remember, in like 1995 to like 99, the only way to sell stuff was to create an advertisement and mail it to people.
Yeah.
So like I can buy a card today and it can be sold in under hours, whereas in the old days it was 60 to 90 day turnaround before you got any cash flow because you had to advertise it. You had to build the flyer, you had to get it printed, you had to wait for it to mail out, you had to wait for the money to come in, you had to wait for the phone calls, wait for see if they're going to return it, and that whole process took months, whereas the internet has shrunk that process down to little to no time, basically.
It's incredible. You guys are doing an incredible job.
Yeah.
What is in there?
So every when we do autograph authentications, anything that fails goes in that bin. So we have 2 of these actually. We've kind of overgrown it, but
These are fake autographs.
yep. So we won't, resubmit them or anything.
What do you guys do with them? You throw them
Keep
away?
them there, no? 'Cause
Keep them there for now, probably throw them away.
yeah, it's just you just keep accumulating it. So it's just rather have it there than get out in the market. So
Wow, smart. So who handles shipping?
we have one gentleman who does everything. He'll come in the morning and he'll be out by 12, 1 o'clock. We have other people who work in the warehouse. They usually help ship stuff, but we have we ship through the postal service.
Does he have to go pull the orders, or do you
No,
guys have them ready?
no. So they'll pull the orders from where we were at over there.
Okay.
They'll bring them here and they package it and they weigh it and then they say, okay, we're going to ship it USPS, UPS, FedEx. One way of selling stuff, we do $1.99 auctions. So we'll do them like ending on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, just all the big, big events.
Wow.
Amazon Prime Day, we kind of do that, just random
We do big
stuff.
sales before the baseball season starts. It's usually a good time to
Yeah.
sell stuff. Everybody gets ready for the
It's just the
baseball
hype.
season, the hype, and
It's
that.
like football, we sell football stuff now because it's, the hype's coming. You got 1 month till football. What year is this?
1989-90 Fleer. It's Michael Jordan's 3rd year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we'll send this to BBC. They'll authenticate it, wrap it, and then we'll sell it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of times. It'll take like when you get it authenticated, it'll take like say $100 or $200 box, and now it's a $400 box.
Wow.
So it's worth putting the extra money in it.
These are all pitching rubbers or home plates from Yankee Stadium.
These are heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, these
can't even
are
lift it
probably
up.
like 100 pounds.
100 pounds each.
Yeah. And then you got home plates, and those are half.
How do you ship something like this?
You put it in a box, and we insure it, and just make sure our shipping company, our shipping
companies
guy.
prefer 75 pounds and under. You just got to put a sticker on it,
Yeah.
so they know that it's heavy, and then they take their precautions.
Yep.
Wow.
It's just we'll buy anything.
So you used to buy these 89-90 Fleer basketball. Tell me about this.
Back in my college years, back in like '89, we would go to like the local grocery store that's called Meyer Thrifty Acres, and we were able to buy these at the store, and before the eBay and the internet was really popular, they had a service called Sportsnet, which you would use a dial-up modem, and your computer would go ahead and make all those weird noises, and they would connect to a dealer-to-dealer network, and then you could sell this stuff on there. So we would go around buying these at the grocery stores for like 20, 30 bucks, whatever it was at the time, and then we'd even get lucky, and then some of the grocery stores, if you'd travel around the outskirts of the the littler parts of the city, smaller cities, you'd find like 88 ones and 87 ones, and we never ever found 86s, but you could go. It was kind of you were able to dig for product before product digging was the thing, basically.
And you were buying this for $19.99?
Yep, and then we were
it for how
selling for
much?
like $75 online. We would ship it to the customer, and at the same time, the customer would theoretically send us money. So at the same time the customer got the product, we got the money.
How did you prevent scamming though? What if you sent the box and they don't send the money?
Just trust. Early 90s, there was a couple of kids out of like Seattle or something. It's all vague in my memory. But they pre-sold stuff, which is selling product before it comes out. And they, I think, skated the country with like close to $250,000 or $500,000 that people sent them for product that they were never going to get. So that was probably the worst scam of them all.
And they never caught them?
I don't think so.
That's a different time period
that
in
was
our
back
lives.
then when the
Wow.
that's back when the internet was new. We will buy modern product, but we try to limit our risk and exposure to it as much as possible. And it usually we'll buy stuff. Usually we'll give it a couple of years to settle, and then we'll start buying more of it.
Mostly like the present stuff. Mostly like
And then
stuff from this year.
and it's,
Is that from the boss man? Like, does George tell you guys, let's avoid modern?
No,
No,
it's kind of just been like a unwritten rule. 2020, a Kobe Bryant PSA 10 card was in like the $250, $300 range, and then a year later it was at $12,000 to $15,000, crazily priced for that same just a Topps rookie card because of hype and COVID, and everybody was just hyping it up. So there's all those people that buy that stuff at a higher price that they're sitting on right now and hoping for it to come back. So that's why sometimes markets dry up. Between 2020 and 2021, June of 2021, and the market was overinflated. So they're stuck in the pricing up here, and the reality of the pricing should be somewhere down here, but they're afraid to sell it on the way down because they think it may go back,
Back up or go
it may
higher.
they don't want to lose money on it, but they got to realize if they're in the need for money, they should sell now, because it's like anything, it may or may not go back up, or it may or may not go back down. But if the established value of over the years is lower, it's probably going to head towards the lower amount eventually.
So my first question for you is, I learned about a lot in the facility, and I want to know, how do you manage your time with all this? Like, how do you have time to do everything else? Like, how can you keep track of all this?
Well, I got good people, and we're getting better with organizing stuff and giving responsibility to the right people. And you just delegate more. I'm getting better at that. I got Massimo to buy jerseys. I got Eric and Scott to go ahead and buy card deals. And we buy and sell properties too. So I got some properties, and I got a guy for properties. Takes care of the properties.
And that takes a lot of trust. So how do you trust these guys and let go of control? Because I've seen a lot of card shops, the reason they're struggling is because they can't let go of control.
Well, I always kind of wonder how did Warren Buffett do it? How does he buy a business and spend $1 billion on a business without even looking at the business? So he just does it, looks at the numbers, and you got to trust. And most people are good and trustworthy, and you've got to go ahead and give people control, because you can't do everything yourself, that's for sure. And this never would have all happened if I didn't have good people. So it's working. Trust me, we've had situations where we gotten stuff stolen from us, but we nip it in the butt, and you stop it. And we got cameras everywhere, so it's good. I got good people, and it all works out.
And what would you account to for the success of Kruk?
We just kept grinding, and we got good people. Just put our head down and made some adjustments along the way. I mean, we've been doing this for 30 years. I mean, it's like everything's not all straight up. It's like it's ups and downs, and it's just grinding, putting your head down and grinding it out the Detroit way, right?
So we're going into 2023. We got the National next week. We got 2024. The economy's kind of adjusting, but you're in this for the long term. So you just keep grinding during this.
Yeah, you buy dollar bills for 50 cents, and you sell them. You sell them slow, and just take your time.
Did you have any mentors or heroes that you think got you to this way? And if you did, who were they?
Oh, I always loved Warren Buffett. I referenced him already. I just love the guy. Who else? Just did a lot of reading in just different magazines, and all those. I was always enamored by all those successful, people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and guys like that. I always thought that people would come in a card shop and talk to you for 15, 20 minutes, and they'd spend like $7 or $8, and I always didn't think that was the right business model. In retrospect, I probably should have put maybe one or two people and said, hey, start up a card shop, do it, and get it going, and it would have been great timing to do it 5 years ago. But I just didn't,
But you won't do it now.
No, I don't think so. If one of my guys came to me and says, hey, I want to open up a card shop, then I'd be like, yeah, they've got to have their own vision if they're going to do something. So, if one of my guys came to me and says, I'd love to open up a card shop, then I would, yeah, let's do it. Sure. It's their baby. But I don't have the vision for that right now to open up a card shop.
What's your vision for going into this next year? What's your vision for this business?
We're going to just keep on buying and just see what comes our way. There's always something different around the corner, and Massimo's doing a great job getting us a lot of jerseys, and we're going to try to, get even more jerseys. In card deals, whatever card deals come our way, we get, you probably saw the program deal that was out there. There's a lot of programs. So I didn't know that was coming our way, but there's a lot of programs. But we'll be, digging through that for, 2-3 years probably.
Wow.
So we'll look for deals like that. We can buy stuff and just grind it out over the long haul.
Have these guys ever bought something that you were not happy with?
Sure, but I want them to, because I think sometimes they don't buy enough, and I want them to buy more, and I think you got to make some mistakes, and I try to not, if they make a mistake, whatever, just make the adjustment and don't do it again, or try not to do it again. But we're trying to invest in stuff too, because you find stuff that's too cheap, and so we're trying to, stockpile certain items that are maybe we think might be too cheap, and just to hold them for the long haul.
How do you test out new ideas without fear?
We got into jerseys by just buying a small deal at a time, and then it just kind of snowballs, and there was an avenue to keep, buying more. So it just works. I know that I'm not as good as looking in the crystal ball as I wish I could be, but I want to encourage my guys to do that and, just try their best to buy new stuff, because it's like, eBay's not going to be here forever. What's the next eBay? I don't know where we're going to be selling. Sorry, eBay, but I don't know. I don't know if will eBay be here in 50 years? We started off selling stuff, and it was all print ads, and then we were selling flyers, and then now it's been eBay for a long time, but there's probably somebody else out there that wants eBay's business.
It's called Whatnot. A lot of card shops are affected by the modern market. They were telling us you guys don't buy really any you don't like to buy a lot of modern because the market's too volatile.
Yeah, it's like penny stocks. It's kind of up and down, and we don't understand that well. And I just, we obviously missed it on the way up, but we're not missing it on the way down. But that's buying more solid, more stable things.
I've never heard somebody say that. You don't want to miss it on the way down, so you think it's going to go down a little bit more.
No, I don't know. I think when the market gets hot, it seems like the new stuff is always gets like 2-3x whatever. It's just like really, that's where all the money gravitates towards the new stuff. Like I was telling you about those 86 Donruss Canseco's at like $125. They're not going there again. You see, the loose sites when they're you got a Canseco rookie in there and they're priced at $125. They're not coming back again. Yeah. That was kind of that's probably the penny stocks back in 87, 88, or whenever Canseco was hitting all those home runs.
You're talking to a younger person that wants to develop a business like yours. What are you telling them to do?
Oh, you just got to follow your passion. There's so many different ways to make money in this business. Whether it's new stuff, whether it's buying old stuff, you'll find your path. Just put your time in and find your path.
That was great. Thank you, sir. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thanks for coming out here.
Man, just your passion is translated through this, and your trust with these guys is pretty cool because I don't see it a lot. We had a great time at Kruk Cards. Mass and you and I went from getting autographs outside hotels and games to you're doing unbelievable things with Kruk.
It's insane, right?
It's crazy how far we've come. He and I knew each other. It's the first time we've ever actually met.
Yeah.
But we knew each other through freaking Memorbilia for 10 years.
Yeah, 10, 15 years.
10, 15 years. And all it was we both just like to get autographs.
Yeah.
And now you're doing this, and I'm doing the brand, and just I want to say I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys want to buy any of this stuff, where can they find it?
Well, on eBay, it's just Kruk Cards. Our Instagram is the Kruk Cards, and our game used site is Kruk Jerseys. So if you want to follow us on any of those, that'd be great. We have Facebook as well. It's all the same handle.
And they are not a local card shop, but you can buy from them from anywhere in the world, on your couch, on the toilet, in the kitchen, at the Super Bowl, at the Sacramento Kings game. Hit them up. All the links will be down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you later.